I am out taking a walk today. You can hear the dog in the background that just started up as I walked by. I am out walking my friend today. And as I was walking, I was thinking about the podcast that I recorded this week. And the podcast we talked about a book I wrote on procrastination. And the book talks a lot. Well, we talked about procrastination and getting from being stuck to started up again, for being stuck in a mode of procrastination. And one of the things the host asked me was, what do you think causes or is one of the main sources or roots of procrastination? And I really believe it is fear and overwhelm. I'm walking under a tree. Just feeling so overwhelmed that you're stuck and you can't move forward and do anything. For some people, it's the simplest thing as just getting up and choosing what to get dressed in the morning, believe it or not. Or, having a lot you've got to do at the office and you can't get it done because you just feel so overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. Well, I think this has become a really huge epidemic in our country, in the world that we live in today, this feeling of being overwhelmed. And I really believe that it comes from all the busyness and the go, go, go and the do, do, do. And our society and what we live in, the expectation is to have everything quick, have it here, have it now, have it right this minute. We have so many things at our fingertips that are just quick. It's just right there, right in front of our face. I mean, we live in a microwave society. When I was a kid, I'm in my 60s, and so when I was a child, we didn't have microwave ovens. We had a stove top and an oven, and you cooked your food on it and you waited until it was done. And it could be 30 minutes or an hour, depending on what you're cooking. It didn't take just a minute or two to get something done. And I really think that's where a lot of our overwhelm comes from. Our kids are overwhelmed and their brains are overwhelmed. The expectation of school is to get this done and get that done and get this done and move on to the next thing. And then we wonder why our kids are not learning or retaining what they're learning very well, because the expectation is they got to get this done and got to get that done and move on to this. And everything they do in their life is go, 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 do, do, do. It's going from this thing to the next thing every day. And I really believe we get to a point that we're so overwhelmed that we just get stuck. We get frozen in a place. Oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. I just don't even know where to start. I don't know where to even go from here. And this is something that I have seen in school when I was teaching school and just working with the young adults and high school students, kids that have gotten out of college, even adults have talked to me about being stuck and they don't know how to move forward. They're stuck in their life with their finances or their job or their career, and they don't know how to go from one day to the next. And I really think it's just because we go and we do, and everything is so fast and our brain is working on overdrive all the time that we don't know how to just take a rest. I really believe if you look in Genesis in the Bible, it talks about Adam and Eve walking in the garden with God. It doesn't say they were running, they were on hyperdrive, they were going and going and going and doing. They were living a life of rest, walking with God. I mean, when God created the earth, he created it in 6 days and he rested. And I really believe that's the way God created us to be, is to be in a mode of rest in our lives at times. And we don't do that. And because we don't do that, the overwhelm of everything that we're going and we're doing and we got to do and just keeps coming at us. And our brain doesn't get an opportunity to just rest. So what I'm doing today is I'm walking my dog. And I do that every day. And yes, the dog needs to go for a walk, but he gets out and he walks and he sniffs and he takes his time to just listen and look around and see what's going on everywhere. And I say he's nosy, but the reality is he's kind of taught me some things that I need to just take the time myself to take it all in as he and I taking our walk, to take in all the things that God created, the trees and the birds and the, believe it or not, the peace and calm when we don't have all the cars driving by. But to just take all that in, just enjoy it,